Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to our daily stock market insights with Miss JD. So, I do review stocks every single day, particularly focused on the stocks in the Philippine market, but I do as well review stocks in the US market as well as cryptocurrency when you guys are requesting for it. Okay. So if you like this type of video, I'm inviting everyone to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. And in yeah, let's get started because it was a roller coaster ride today. A lot of you became very profitable at the same time. Some of you may have probably missed some opportunities, but I just want to, of course, recognize first of all those people who watched my video yesterday. Okay, I particularly focused on the top gainers, which are the secondary stocks that have been doing a lot of ceiling plays for the past how many days. And basically, in that video yesterday, I dissected just in a bird's eye view, in general terms, which of these stocks really had good catalysts and which ones are just temporary short-term momentum plays. Okay, so hopefully we will be able to go through each one today. But for now, I'd like to just recognize the support of our viewers who really took the time and dropping some comments, guys. After a long day's work, this is my really you know source of relaxation because I read all your comments, and when I see comments like this or these, you guys are inspiring me to continue whatever I'm doing because this is a form of validation that somehow I'm able to help or I'm able to impact someone else's journey in the stock market. Okay, so just very quickly, hi ma'am, meron po ba kayong trading course? Unfortunately, I do not have any program as of yet because I'm just doing this part time. At the same time, I'm doing these videos to document my thoughts. Hopefully in the future, right? I'm seriously considering that, but I want to make sure that I'm able to prepare and create a good course for all of you guys. Um, Thank you, Nix, for considering that. Jay wanted me to review BRN. Furley, yes, of course, I have SEC and APX. Ernest Ferrer, yes, I have that. APL, definitely. It's also in my portfolio. Thanks for the insight. I hope to see your video. I will try to watch your videos. I happen to see your video. There you go. Thank you, Jose. I hope you would also drop by every day for my daily videos for you guys. OPM, okay, yesterday this was requested by Benjamin, and I think I was not able to include yesterday Pure Gold and HLCM, which I will be covering today. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I don't owe anyone any requests that I may have missed. All right, so let us get started. And I already have the stocks I'd like to prioritize. But first, I'd like us to check out our index. So yesterday, I already mentioned that uh, this could be this could start some selling sentiment because now we have officially crossed the MA20 line downwards. Okay, and so I have a feeling that our progress to the upside will become slower this time to a point that if in case, okay, so previously I plotted my support around the 5290 level, and it was broken, therefore we have to go downwards again and see the next level of support. And at the moment I see it around the 7000 area, 7031. And the reason, or just so everyone understands the thought process here, when we plot our support, we scroll downwards while we look to the left. If you see a common area where a price bounces, then that could be your area of support, or a price could be resisting, then your previous support and or previous resistance could become a support. So in this situation, we have one around the 7,000 area. Take note of this. This January 6th and 7th, price stopped at this level. December 2nd and December 3rd, there's another common area here. While previously back in, when was this? Let me erase that. Oops. Back in November 10th, 11th, 18th, around that area, that was our previous resistance. So currently, we cannot just neglect that. There could be some possible bounce that can happen there. So therefore, we have to plot our next support at that level. So what does this mean? The chances of our blue chip companies dropping would still be higher, but there will be some blue chip companies that are also recovering. So I think that is the reason why lately most of the flyers that we have are the secondary stocks, or in layman's term in Filipino, the basura stocks. But I don't want to use that term. BRN. Let's start with the first request. Oh, so let me just first add this net foreign. This way we will understand whether our foreign investors are starting to accumulate, because what you see here is just good for one day, right? So what do we have here? BRN has been slowly climbing up. However, we have not fully maximized the potential of this stock yet. We are just halfway in our recovery. So if you had entered in this stock and are still in a position for this stock, and you're considering whether to add more volume, let me see if it is still good. At this point, I'd say now that we have reached closer to the MA20 line, if you want to add more, this could be a good area to consider actually. See first if it is going to confirm, or most of the action will still happen above 0.97. The premise is that you have entered at this in this stock earlier, meaning you have a good base just in case you want to add more volume. The reason why I still have a good buying sentiment for this stock is the fact that for the past since December, foreign buying is still present, foreign selling none, right? So they could be accumulating still, right? And we all know that when a price revisits the MA20 line, normally if the buying sentiment is really strong, then chances are we could be bouncing at this area, right? Next one is SCC. SCC currently is, we are using our MA20 line here as our resistance, and so far we have not broken the downtrend channel at this point. It is still in that zone. Okay, actually, what do we call this? It's like an asymmetrical triangle now. So it's like a 50-50 route for me, right? So we have to observe which side will be broken first. Is it going to break our downtrend resistance here? Once it does that, then chances are we will have a bounce or a continuation to the upside. Otherwise, if it breaks this level, right? If it breaks this support that we have, first area it will challenge would be this level, because this used to be your support right over here around 1283. used to be a resistance over here. Actually, if I go somewhere in that level, it's just fine. It's an area. So if it drops, yes, it will go down further, but where? On your previous support. Then, in that case, it will now create a double bottom. And then the next thing you check, if it does a double bottom, you have to check your RSI. If your RSI is also trending up, let us say it will create something like this, right? Let us say when it reaches the double bottom and you have something like this, then chances are um, it will bounce at that level. So while the price is going down, but your RSI is going up, then that's a sign of a possible bounce or reversal. So another probability is it touches this level and it breaks. Then, of course, chances are it will create a lower low. If that's the case, then this is just merely validating that the downtrend is not over yet. Then possibly it could drop and reach at this level now. There you go. So, two things. Will it break the resistance or will it break the support? If it does, first area to challenge, 1278. If it breaks this, then next would be 1198. So those are your two probabilities there. APX. APX still moving sideways. What I can do here at the moment is create a Darvas box. This is currently doing sideways. So if you would like to just do range trading, let's see the potential. 9%, 9 to 10%. Okay, that is if you just want to trade it. But this kind of movement, um, well, it depends, right? Because it might take some time before it goes up and recover, or chances are if the volume is starting to slow down, then it might even break and go back to the previous levels, previous support, which is around 162 if it is going to break your support, right? So um, my take on this is probably in this kind of setup, I'd prefer for the price to break out of this Darvas box first, because yeah, true, it could go back to support and it's even better to be near support, but chances are with the previous selling that's really happening for the past how many weeks now or months, the chances of it breaking could still be present, right? So if it breaks, then 162 first and then downwards. Okay, so you can wait for a breakout. That's a more ideal scenario. Next is APL. Okay. So what time did I wake up today? I think I woke up around 11 in the morning. And the very first thing that I would normally do is, of course, open my phone and check out our stocks. And this was the very first stock I checked. And ta-da! Good thing. It still moved according to our bias. I still feel that we could have some more, but I don't expect for like a ceiling play like the other stocks. This stock is moving at the right pace, right? There were days when we moved slowly. You had profit taking that happened here, and then profit taking, or just stabilized here. Actually, this could be your next support if it drops. However, I'm thinking it could also create a brand new support at this area. I don't expect a lot tomorrow. I'm expecting for it to stabilize first. Just don't drop, please. Like this one, 2 days, 3 days, and then continue to move up. I'm okay with that. But for now, volume is still present. You had some tiny profit taking that happened here for our foreign investors. So probably they must have just locked in some profit, right? But um, let's see. You had how many trades that happened? 22,000 trades, foreign selling of 4 million, but the volume today was, if I'm not mistaken, this is it, 3.5, or this one, 1.5. So yeah, there's still a big potential for this stock, especially because, so my reminder to you guys from yesterday is that, yeah, we understand that some stocks could be very cheap and could be flying so high, but we have to first understand the bigger picture and what may have influenced the stock to move uh, dramatically to the upside. In this case, we have a story here that I know, okay? So don't quote me in some of the stocks because I do not know everything. So this I know that we have a project partnership with foreign, you know, foreign companies, and you can just check that in the news. Okay, so offshore mining, yeah. So I bet you guys, if you're watching this video, you're also very active in Instagrams, and you must have read a lot about APL already. Um, so more to come. And they said February is going to be something big for APL. Let me just check that out. Someone said it's not yet Feb, and they haven't even done the disclosure yet, and it's already moving this much. So what is that disclosure, you guys? Kindly share. Okay. They're excited to show their report. What is this? Nakita ko lang sa mga tito ko. At totoo nga, Feb 1, 2020, ang start ni APL. Not a record to all in, pero may history na kaya niya paabutin kahit 98 RSI. Malapit na din magbago board lot niya. Basta ako mahigpit ang seatbelt. Okay. So, just good, very good stock to closely monitor. OPM. This one, I think I covered this as well yesterday. That when you guys still want to engage, I think I remember my line. If you still want to engage in this stock, the chances are it could go gap up, and then at the middle or before the day ends, people will be taking profit, and this exactly happened. So I expect actually a continuation because chances are it will just go back to its true value, which is around this level, very near the MA20 line. So yeah, 3 days worth, or 1, 2, 3, actually 4, because if it continued up here and then you manage to lock in your profit somewhere here, from here to here, that's a huge gain. Okay, you had 1, 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually 10 minutes. You had no. Let me just do this. So 5, 10. Okay, you had 10 minutes to take action really fast and still lock in that very good profit. Let us say you entered right here and you exited right here. That is a good, how much? 138% gain. But if you were able to lock in up to here, that's 107%, 100% gain. So good job for those people who managed to enter here. Very good opportunity. But for those people who may have entered somewhere at the top, I hope you had a good reason why you entered. I'm not 100% sure with the projects of this company, but I hope you were able to exit really fast. So guys, I'm a believer of cutting loss early, and I'm a believer of having good position sizing. All right. Um, Now, if you were not able to cut early at this point, this is a huge drop. And real, realistically speaking, when it's already 30%, that's really hard to exit. And chances are we'll just have to wait. So it's either you cut early or you wait for it to go up again. That's how I do it, and anyone can negate that because we don't have the same place. So I just want to share what happened on my MWIDE. This is the stock I had to cut my loss. And by the way, I have the smallest size in my portfolio for MWIDE. I think I only lost 1,000 pesos here. Anyway, this is the area where I entered during this day. I'm not sure if this day or this day, but around that level. And today, so it started really having a difficult time breaking the MA20 line. And today, I said when it started pulling down the price even more, I had to cut it. I think, cannot remember from which price to which price. I think somewhere in between. But I cut my loss today. So that is, I don't know, maybe 6-7%. That was it. And now that I'm here in MWIDE, I don't really see the stock moving or reversing, right, anytime soon. Probably it could go down further up to the 742, retesting this previous support, probably stabilize first and then continue moving up. But because um, the movement is really slow, I don't see any big catalyst for this stock as of yet, so I just cut my loss. What is this? Hopefully, what is this? Is this a cash dividend for regular holders? Oh, preferred? Let me just read it again. Oh, preferred shares. Preferred shares. Okay. So this is not going to be for us. Yeah, it's giving out dividend, but for the preferred shareholders. Okay, so MWIDE, no big moves yet. So that's a lesson learned. I could have, I could have taken profit here. Yeah, that's fine. Um, but today, what I did again, just to update you guys. Remember, I have a position in BDO, and my average here was 93 something. So for the past how many, around that area, for the past how many weeks now, I've been slowly exiting from the 114 level. The lowest that I took profit in was 106, and today I took profit around 109 something there. So it's not the biggest size anymore in my portfolio, and I have 35% of my uh, allocation in cash. So I'm just looking for good entry to add more volume in my current position. I currently have 9 positions active, so I will just have to check opportunities within these 9 because I don't want to have a lot of shares in my portfolio. So currently I still, so these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are my positions. JFC, let us see if this is not going to give me good progress. I might be cutting it as well. I'm just waiting for an opportunity for it to probably revisit at least the resistance area and trim down my volume. Very slow. Okay, let me just go back to pure gold first. Pure gold is currently trying to stabilize, and our RSI is already starting to show an uptick in performance here, right? It's moving higher while we are doing sideways for the past how many days. Look at this. See that? So could be, right? We could be entering a possible change in direction any moment from now. And this has already been a tremendous drop from the time we reached the peak back in September. Okay, nice. So try to observe 37.86 or 37 around that area, as we might possibly see a change in direction soon. Especially something to also worth noticing. As you go down before we enter a change in direction, normally the size of your candlestick becomes smaller and smaller. Like this one, it becomes smaller, it becomes smaller. So the movement is just very minimal when you reach the edge. Next one is HLCM. Okay, interesting. Something worth monitoring here because this could have a continuation going up. You had foreign buying, actually foreign buying for the past how many days, and this used to be your resistance, and we dropped at this point and recovered right away. So that could mean something, right? So let us see if you are interested in entering in this stock. Try to haggle between 6.35 to 6.64. Goal is in the next 2 days, because this is day one, right? Day two and day three should end with a candlestick much higher than this red candlestick. Then we can say, okay, we're reversing now. The next one is, let me check. So we talked about APL. What about AR? AR, same story, right? I really don't know the big story behind AR, but short-lived again. 1, 2, 3. Normally, when we have a rally going up, it's only worth 2, 3 days of momentum, right? So look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but not that much. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, then stabilize. But normally that's something that I've noticed. Don't generalize it though, but on average 3, 4 days around that, and then it rests. So hopefully this is just a temporary rest, and let us say create a stabilization right after in this area. Who knows? But that is still something we need to observe again by tomorrow. So I hope you guys have already locked in some profit here, and try to observe if it is going to indeed create a support at this level, because it started here back in on January 19, and then today it also touched this area and slowly we recovered. So that could mean that maybe 0.008 could be a support level, right? So watch out and check that out. ABBA now attempting to decline. Still a green because you had a gap up, right? And again, this is what I mentioned yesterday. It could create a gap up, continue to push higher, but within the day, people will be taking profit. And you also had, your foreign investors also took profit today. So one thing to remember is you had a gap over here. So chances are it could revisit that level and fill that gap. So watch out. I'm not saying it will happen tomorrow, but within who knows, within this week, it could revisit that. BSC, second day. Guys, treat this already as a form of validation that we are now changing the direction. That is my take. Okay, so let us see if it is going to create. Um, let me just measure that in our Fibonacci. Fibonacci is a tool that measures the possible areas of bounce. Now you just plot it to the lowest point and there. So this was the lowest point. So look at this. So this could be your next possible area of bounce. So try to see if indeed it will respect that. If it breaks, then at least you know the key levels where you will be observing. So next area to observe would be 1.28, and the lowest drop could be, well, there's your MA20 here, but the safest for me, I'd say 0.618. Right, so just take note of this. You can even do a screenshot or you can do it yourself. Click this, click Fibonacci retracement, and then identify the lowest point and then the highest point. Do not use the wick if you're not going to use the wick down below. But if you use the wick, if there's a wick down here and you include that, then you have to include the wick here. I included this up to this point because this is the part where you have the body of the candlestick still sitting. Okay, take note of that. Now, next would be MRC. MRC as well could still give you a chance around the 0.72, but there are a lot of good movements in terms of future plans for MRC. One being a holdings company, two being also involved in the renewable energy. So there could be a lot of potential for this stock to move even higher. So this is the kind of secondary stock that I I like because you know the backstory. But it's just that I exited this stock way before. I think I cannot even remember if it's around the 0.50 or the 0.60 area. But I already took profit here. In fact, maybe you can backtrack my previous videos. My average here was around the 0.3 area, 0.30 something. But I was very happy. I was very happy with my gains here. If I'm not mistaken, I think I've reached around 70% gain when I exited. So that is for MRC. So watch out, promising stock, but try to haggle for a few cents around the 0.72. Dito, okay, Dito, you are all aware that I have a position here, and I mentioned that I am considering 11 peso area to enter, but when I woke up today, it was already hovering around the 1092, 1094. So somehow it's trying to break that. So I'm thinking I might check around the 10 peso level again. I really hope. Well, for long-term investors, mid to long-term investors like me, this is when we hope for the stock to give us a discount further. So 10 peso area for me. I might be even using my current buying power to add more volume here. And let's see, hoping for great progress, especially we're now nearing the launch. Notice, well, you already had some selling that happened here. This was the time when you had the most of the action, and then currently most of the foreign investors are already on a buying mode for this stock. So that could be something, right? Similar to what happened here. They were just accumulating the entire time. Accumulate, and then boom. Then it starts to increase the volume, right? It started to increase the volume from here, volume in foreign buying, and then if you are to even compute that, not 100% of the investors have already exited. There's still a lot of amount there, or volume, that's still in dito from the foreign investors. Okay, I think let me see. We've reached the 35-minute mark. The video is starting to become long, but I hope you guys were able to get some insights of my thought process here. I'm not recommending or anything. These are just merely documenting my thoughts, and probably a second voice, because I'm under the impression that you have already done your homework, you have already done your research, and whatever views I have here could just simply validate or would allow you to rethink what you may have planned out based on my thoughts. But at the end of the day, you guys, you gotta take care of your funds. Those are your hard-earned money, and play or engage in the stock market according to your profile. And the reason why I said that is, if you are not a full-time trader, right, and you see a stock like the AR, ABBA, they're already flying. They are already very high in terms of price, and you know you cannot watch the market full time. Then I'd suggest stay away from these stocks, because these stocks are very, very volatile, and they could be taking profit in just a span of 10 minutes. And if you're working, then number one, you will not, the ending is you will not be able to concentrate with your work. Number two, you end up losing as well. So, my suggestion is, if you are working, you can still engage in the market, but play according to your profile. Probably you can become a position trader if you like. Look at those stocks, because anyway, you have other means of livelihood, or your other means of income. So you can position ahead of the rest. If you're a position trader while the others are not showing interest in the stock, and you see a potential, you see the big picture, it has a good catalyst, then enter while the others are not yet interested in them as yet, right? So that's how we play the game, being position traders, right? In the meantime, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you hit the like, share, and subscribe. In the meantime, thank you for watching. Bye bye.